Here we go. Hello, my name is Josh Lewis. I'm the principal of Steeple Elementary School. So glad that you have joined us to watch our kindergarten preview video today. Just so you know, we are very excited to welcome you to our school community. Know that we're currently sitting in a couple of our classrooms, so you can kind of get a view into our building, even though you're not able to be here right now. Today, we begin the conversation of how Steeple Run will fulfill the district mission of creating lifelong learners. At Steeple Run and throughout the district, we seek to produce students who are self-directed learners, complex thinkers, collaborative workers, quality producers, and community contributors.
And my name is Mr. Ubben. I'm the assistant principal of Steeple Run. I am also sitting in a kindergarten classroom. Thank you, Ms. Spriggs. Mr. Lewis is in Ms. Jardine's dual language kindergarten classroom. As Mr. Lewis mentioned ago, we know this format is a little bit different, but our goal is that most importantly, we want to build enthusiasm and excitement for your student in coming to Steeple Run next year. We know the format is a little bit different, but you will have the opportunity to not only meet myself and Mr. Lewis, but you'll also be meeting some other staff that you would have encountered had you come to kindergarten preview. Through our presentation, we hope you're able to see a glimpse of the care and excitement that we're fostering throughout our day and school year, and our outstanding faculty and staff that you'll encounter in the coming year.
Thank you, Mr. Ubben. Our next slide has to do a little bit about what our kindergarten program has to offer. The investments made in developing our building, curriculum, and staff are ongoing and held to the highest standards. We continue to invest in the recent work like that in our Learning Commons. As you enter our building, we even have an addition that was added about 3 years ago. And throughout our building, you'll see those continued investments to ensure that the learning environment is the best that it can be. In addition, we have excellent curriculum that is updated and invested in regularly by our staff and our district folks. We also have outstanding faculty who are committed to the growth and learning of your child. And obviously, as we sit in the midst of these classrooms, that developmental appropriateness is something that we consider on a daily basis. And especially as we welcome students back in the coming year, the social emotional learning that we invest in will be just as important as some of those academic components that we're committed to keeping at the highest possible standards.
Mr. Lewis mentioned ago that we have a broad range of faculty that we have working in this building, and I'll touch upon that in just a moment. But on your screen now, you can see where our kindergarten classrooms are typically located within the building. We do typically hover around about 600 students that go to school here, K through 5. Most likely, we have 4 sections of each grade level. We might have a 5th in some, but for kindergarten, we plan on having 4 sections. In each grade level, we also have a dual language classroom. As I said a second ago, we have a lot of faculty within our building that help support the learning of our students, both academically and social and emotionally, including a team of reading specialists within the building. We're lucky to have a math specialist. We have EL teachers, LBS and psych teachers in our building, social workers, speech and language pathologists, occupational therapists, and then of course all of our specials teachers, art, music, PE, and Learning Commons.
And you might be wondering, although you might have already completed this step, but it was a little bit delayed this year. So just a reminder on how to enroll your child if you haven't already done so. It is easily found on our website. You can see the initial link can be found under services in our homepage at Naperville 203. We also see here that as you dive further in, just ask that you complete that, click on that link to complete the intake form for the coming year. And you'll get an email following that will help take you through the next steps. And then our enrollment process, as was probably alluded to within those 2 slides that you saw, is all online. All documents are able to be uploaded through our online enrollment process, with one exception, and that's your child's birth certificate. So once the governor's stay-at-home orders have expired, our centralized enrollment office will be reopened, and parents will need to visit our district office, which if you haven't seen it yet, is on 203 West Hillside. It's right next to Naperville Central, if you're aware of that building. And that will provide, at that point, you'll be able to provide your student's birth certificate or your child's birth certificate and any other documents that you may not have been able to upload into our system at that point. So thanks for your patience with that. Please do get started, but we do recognize that there are some documents that may need to be taken to district office once we're able to do so.
And once your student is enrolled and we know that they're coming here on a regular basis, you might be wondering a little bit about transportation. We have typically about 8 to 10 buses that come to Steeple Run every day. Busing is provided for students who cross streets that are considered to be dangerous or hazardous. If we have a kindergarten preview in the fall before school starts, we'll do our best to have a bus available for your student and you to explore. Students would have a designated pickup and drop-off spot each day that they would go to. In addition, once they're in the building environment, we work with our 5th grade team to collaborate with kindergarten in order to provide 5th grade students as buddies to help kindergarten students get into the routine of navigating to their bus after school every day. We appreciate their help.
And those are some of the great pictures that you see here, some of our bus buddies helping our kindergartners to the buses. So really a community effort as we start the school year, not only by our faculty and staff, but also by some of the students who are leaders in our building. So that's a really encouraging part of who we are as a school community.
It's something that the 5th graders always look forward to doing.
Yeah, a big part of their year, and a very popular activity for them to participate in, which I think says a lot about not only them but also our community. We are fortunate to have quite a few specials throughout the day for our students. So if you think about what kindergarten specials will look like, I'm going to show you the 4 specials that we have throughout the building. Our specials teachers and the curriculum that they'll see during this time is phenomenal. Miss Dostal is our art teacher, and you can see some of the students working there within our art room. They'll have 50 minutes once a week that they'll get to participate in art, and that schedule will be pretty consistent throughout the week. You'll get to know that a little bit once the year starts. In addition, they'll also be able to go to our Learning Commons, which is a little bit different than what you might have experienced as a student. You think of the library, similar space, but we also have STEM activities that happen in this space. Miss Williams is someone who not only is very well versed in literature and text that exists in that space, but also is able to push students through some of those STEM concepts that we're committed to here at District 203. So really great opportunity, really great space. I look forward to, if you haven't already seen it, showing you that space. It's a really engaging and special place for students to learn. In addition, we have music, and I didn't mention, again, Learning Commons is also once a week for 50 minutes. Music and PE happen twice a week for 25 minutes. And we have a great music program. You can see some of the things happening there. Ms. Dierbowski, our music teacher, is a teacher who finds many fun and engaging ways to bring our students into that space. Mr. Ubben and myself often like to visit because it is a very peaceful space as well, really a therapeutic space for students. Music is such a powerful thing, and we're so glad and thankful that we're able to incorporate it into our weekly learning for our kindergartners and for all of our students here at Steeple Run. PE also happens, as I said, twice a week for 25 minutes. Mr. Mitchell is a fantastic teacher, and we talked about engaging students just a moment ago. Certainly, students have a desire, and through our recesses that we'll talk about in a little bit here, it's important that we not only exercise their minds but also their bodies so that they're ready for learning. Mr. Mitchell does a great job of incorporating both of those things in the physical and academic mental side of the learning there. He does a great job at bringing those two together. Students, as you can see here in the picture, are often engaged in really creative ways during PE. So look forward to showing you more of that as you enter the building and learn more about that curriculum.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of faculty within the building to help support students, and we're really blessed and lucky to have some excellent specialist teachers that make their environments really engaging and that students very much look forward to being a part of. Um, your student will go to lunch and recess every day. Our kindergarten students and most of our primary kids enjoy 2 recesses, one that typically takes place before their lunch recess time. So every primary student has 2 recesses, again, to encourage that movement. And then again, your student will come to lunch. Right now, our format is that we have recess before lunch. Our kindergarten and first grade students enjoy that time together. As they enter into the lunch room, they may choose to bring a lunch from home, and that lunch will be available in a lunch cart for them to pick up at their designated classroom table. Or you might choose to have your student participate in our earmark hot lunch program. They can go through and use their lunch card in order to pick up which item they've ordered earlier in the day. We have a lot of faculty in there, lunchroom supervisors and teaching assistants that help in that environment. They also help outside as a team to supervise student play. So every day students will go to the lunchroom. Their classroom teachers pick them up when their lunchtime is over, and then they return to their classroom environment and continue learning.
Thank you, Mr. Oven. Switching gears a little bit, lunch is a great opportunity for students to socialize, and we do provide a ton of support in that space. Routines are important, and that extra support is certainly helpful as we begin the year. We also would like to talk to you a little bit about, for those of you interested, or maybe at this point as you're watching it, you've already made a decision around Spanish dual language and the offerings that we have here and throughout the district. My personal experience with our dual language program here is it is exemplary. The teachers are outstanding. If you're not familiar with the program, this seeks to make bilingual students and biliterate students out of by the time they reach a certain point in their academic career. Certainly, kindergarten is the foundation of that, and commitment to that dual language process really is a K-5 commitment. So it is something you want to think about and read through. We have a lot of information on our school website. We have each year parents who traditionally come in and talk to you about their experience. We have many parents who are very thankful in some instances because it meets the language needs or mirrors the language in their household, and we find that to be very important. Not only from a sense of respecting others, but also from the sense of, we know that if we support a home language, we know that academic progress and achievement will excel even further. So an exciting part about that program. But we do find that this is something that is a fantastic program. I believe, there are a lot of parents out there, they're very appreciative and find the program to be a great addition or enhancement to their students' learning. So receive all the same standards and learning that any other classroom would, but also have that additional layer of Spanish instruction that happens throughout the day. So a great program. The enrollment process, as you can see below, mirrors our enrollment process for other students. May 15th is the deadline that you'll need to be aware of to get your student's name in by that time. Certainly, it is something that is elective, not something you have to do, but a great option that we provide for families here in Naperville District 203. Just so you know, there's a few different sites. You'll see that we're on there as a home school, so that means that all of our students are in our boundaries, and you can see that BB, Mill Street, and Elmwood are in a similar position. There's a magnet site for the district for the other schools that aren't listed above there, and that is River Woods. You don't need to worry about that, because if you're watching this, you're probably Steeple Run, community member, and we're excited about that. So just know that it is a part of our building. Your student would not have to move to another building to be involved with the program. So please know that, and we look forward to seeing you regardless of the programming that is chosen.
And from here, you're going to have the opportunity to meet our home and school representatives. You'll get to meet the classroom teachers. They'll all be doing introductions and walking you through their classroom environment. We'll have a chance to meet our school nurse. And we very much look forward to meeting you in person. We're excited for the new school year to begin. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Welcome, new Steeple Run families. We're so excited to have you next year. My name is Cecilia Fox, and I'm president of Steeple Run Home and School. Home and School is a link between home and school. So we're an organization comprised of the teachers, the staff, and the parents. You're all already part of our organization, and we're so excited to have you. We do activities for the students at school, outside of the school. We do social events for the parents. We also fundraise and provide resources to our teachers, to the libraries, to the school as a whole. We try to enrich the students' education as well as their social emotional learning in the school. We try to do whatever we can that helps the most amount of kids in the school. So that being said, there's so many different ways that you can get involved and help out in your students' education. We have so many different events that you can volunteer for. It's really a great way to get involved in your kids' education. We have a lot of committees that you can either be a chair or you can just help out with the committees for all of our different fundraisers and events that we have throughout the year. Another great way to get involved. We have connecting over coffee meetings, which are our monthly meetings that you can just come to, join, social events you can just come to, events you can just come to, just to get involved and meet people and be part of our community. There's lots of ways to stay in touch, to know what's going on. You've got the week at a glance, you've got the s'more emails that Mr. Lewis will send out. We have a Facebook page you can check out, you can check the school's web page. Additionally, you can email me directly. My email's on this page, steeplerunhands@gmail.com. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. We're really excited you guys are joining us, and we're really excited to get to work with you all. So see you next year.
Hi, my name is Francine McCabe. I am the certified school nurse at Steeple Run Elementary School. I work with Kristen Bolduck, who is the health tech. I am there 3 days a week. I'm split between Steeple Run and Ellsworth, and Kristen Bolduck is the health tech that is there 5 days a week. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through some health requirements that are necessary for children that are entering, students that are entering kindergarten. All physical exams and immunizations should be fulfilled prior to the first day of school. The exam must be performed by a licensed physician, nurse practitioner, or physician's assistant. There is a health history on the back of this form that the parent has to fill out and sign for the physical to be valid. The health requirements, your child or the student at Steeple Run, the entering kindergartner, must be up to date on all immunizations. And this is verified by the healthcare practitioner. If for some reason they aren't and they are on a schedule for immunizations, that's okay too, but they need to have their immunizations before they enter kindergarten. Another health form that is required is a vision exam, and that should be fulfilled prior to the first day of school. Exams must be performed within 1 year prior to the first day of school, so it doesn't have to be within a 3-month period. It could be even, in September, and then the following year or following August, they go to school. So within a 12-month period before they start school. And it must be completed by a optometrist or ophthalmologist and then handed in to the health office. Another health requirement is the dental exam, and this is required. It should be performed anytime between November 15th, 2019 and May 15th, 2021. We will ask for it in the fall just because you're handing in all your other forms, so usually it's easier to remember. But really, it's not due until the spring of 2021. And it's really important, to have your child go to the dentist and you see what it's all about, have them count their teeth and make sure their teeth are coming in and are healthy. The procedure for the health office, we ask that you don't send your child if they're running a temperature of 100 degrees or greater. Please keep them at home, even though we encourage attendance. If they're sick, keep them at home and let them get better. For any undiagnosed rash, we ask that you keep them home until you know what it is or they have been seen by a doctor. Head injuries of any kind, we just proceed how the doctor would want to proceed with head injuries. Pink eye, which is a very contagious eye infection. They should be on an antibiotic for the eye at least 24 hours before they come back to school because it's very contagious. If your child takes any medication during the day, all we need is the doctor to fill out a District 203 drug form, basically saying the medicine, the dosage, and when the child gets the medication. We have no problem giving the medication. Also, with EpiPens and Benadryl for allergies, we do keep them in the health office, and you need an allergy action plan, which most allergists or doctors have. If you don't, you can also get it off the website. Emergency contacts, those need to be up to date. When you do the online registration, just make sure that emergency contacts are up to date, because if we cannot contact you and your child is sick, we will go on the emergency contacts. Students must be healthy to be educated and educated to be healthy. We are most successful when we work together. And please feel free to contact our school nurse with any concerns or questions, myself, Francine McCabe, or Kristen Bolden, regarding any individual student or health situation. Just remember, children chronically absent in kindergarten and first grade are much less likely to read at grade level by the end of third grade. Having great attendance in kindergarten will prepare your child to do well academically throughout the school years. It's a great way to get them used to a routine. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact Kristen or myself, Francine McCabe, in the health office. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Maddie Spriggs.
Hi, I'm Morgan Wilson.
Hi, I'm Shayna Smith.
Hi, I'm Sandra Jardine, the dual language teacher.
And we are so excited to tell you a little bit more about kindergarten. All right, I'm going to start off by telling you a few ways you can get your child ready for kindergarten. Build your child's confidence by talking with them about how fun kindergarten will be. Tell them how excited their teachers are to meet them and how many new friends they're going to make. Depending on social distancing guidelines and safety this summer, set up play dates if possible, or sign up for Park District programs if they're available. If not, you can still practice social skills like sharing, turn taking, and patience by playing with your child at home. Help your child develop fine motor skills with crafts that require cutting or coloring along lines. And Play-Doh is not only fun, but a great way to foster fine motor development as well. Help your child build a love of books by reading to them every day. Get excited about new books and old favorites. Read books with rhymes like Dr. Seuss stories or classic nursery rhymes. And remember to have conversations with your child and talk with them about what's happening in the stories as well. Finally, build mathematical thinking by playing games with dice or cards, or any game where you have to count and move spaces on a board. Make math a part of your everyday. Count the steps as you go up and down the stairs, count toys you play with. Most of all, learn through play and keep it fun. And now Miss Wilson is going to tell you a little more about how to prepare for kindergarten.
So in addition to building a love of learning, a level of independence can help your child gain confidence when starting their kindergarten year. So before school opens, here are some skills that would be great to practice so that they are ready. The first one would be managing clothing independently. This is zipping, buttoning, especially when winter hits and snow pants season comes around. It's great for them to have these skills mastered. Using the toilet independently. We can't help with any toileting, so it's very important that they are independent in this. Be a polite listener when others are talking. Remember, there are going to be lots of kids in the class and only one teacher, so it's important that they practice waiting their turn and just listening to people and taking turns. Showing respect for others, whether that's their teachers or their peers. It's important that they have this skill and practice problem solving when things don't go their way. And lastly, putting away toys and materials. We have so much fun in kindergarten, and it's important for your children to be able to clean up after themselves and understand that they are a part of a class and community. And Mrs. Smith is going to continue with some more.
Hi there. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about building your students' independence. Depending on social distancing for the summer, that will obviously be part of your decision for park districts and play dates and things like that. But a great way to let your child adjust to different environments is to go to different places, possibly aunts and uncles' houses, grandma and grandpa's houses, neighbor houses, of course, depending on our social distancing at the time. But just letting them know that you will be coming back and setting that trust with them. Sometimes that can be a hard transition coming into kindergarten. Letting them know that different environments, different houses, different friends' parents might have different rules. So just ensuring that they understand and respect all of those. Setting up different play dates, like I was saying, does help with the sharing and taking turns. One of the great things that we work on as well is if you don't win a game, how you can be a good friend and encourage others and say, that was a great game, or thank you so much for playing with me. Not allowing them to always win at home will help to build up those skills and also to practice some of those conversations. And just to have the cooperation and helping others around as well. Now, Mrs. Jardine will be telling you a little bit more about kindergarten.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about overcoming the 4 common student worries. There's always concerns the first day of school, and kids could be nervous. There's some questions like, where is the bathroom? We do have bathrooms inside the classrooms, and we do always take bathroom breaks and water breaks together. What if the other children don't like me? Everyone is really excited to meet you. Teachers are excited to meet you. Teachers are also nervous, and so that will be okay, and you will always make friends. What if my teacher doesn't like me? That is not going to happen. Your teacher is going to love you. She can't wait to meet you and have a great year with you. What if you don't pick me up on time? It is important for kids to know what time you're going to pick them up, all the routines, where you're going to pick them up, and that way they will feel comfortable always knowing that you are going to be at a certain place, certain door, waiting for them. And if there's any changes, you can always call the school, email the school and the teacher, so that the student's always aware of any changes and they feel more comfortable that way. We can wait to meet you and meet your child. Have a great summer, and we will see you next school year.
Hello, this is Mr. Lewis. Thank you so much for listening, and thanks to all of our staff who have contributed to this video. We do want to provide any answers to questions you may have. Obviously, our format is a little bit different. So if you would like, or if you have a question, please feel free to reach out to myself. My email is jlewis@naperville203.org. That's LOUIS. And you can reach Mr. Ubben at
Adam Ubben, AUBBEN, at naperville203.org. Again, thank you to all of our staff for participating in this format. We greatly appreciate your help. Thank you, families, for watching this preview. Again, if you'd like to follow or gather any more information about Naperville 203, you can visit their website, naperville203.org, as you can see on the screen. You can follow Naperville on Facebook and Twitter. Steeple Run also has those pages available too. So thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you next year.